What are your thoughts on these elections that are taking place tomorrow? Bangladeshi community, especially in the US, that we've talked to, are not particularly happy about how things are panning out in Bangladesh. What are your thoughts?
These are completely a sham election. The reality is, of course, they've officially banned the Awami League, which is the oldest and largest party. It led the independence movement, so people have a soft corner for it. Historically, Awami League has won 30-40% of the vote, always. But unofficially, there's a ban on all progressive parties. So the third largest political party in Bangladesh, Jatiya Party, is not officially banned, but many of their leaders are behind bars. Their offices have been burnt down. Many of their leaders' homes have been burnt down, and they have not been allowed to campaign. They have not been allowed to hold public meetings. They have not been allowed to conduct any activity, really. So it's really a one-sided election where the other major party, BNP, is being allowed to run, and the Islamist party, who typically only had 5-10% of the vote, they're essentially being given an open field to play against, so that they gain an outside number of seats in parliament, far more than they would in a real election.
Is there a concern, especially given their history and their record, that this could give rise to Islamic extremism, not only in Bangladesh, but also in the West? I mean, we've seen how those people operate. I mean, are you concerned at all that by having them in power, it could basically serve as a dangerous precedent, essentially, and there could be something that could also happen in the West that could probably trace back its roots to Bangladesh?
Absolutely, and that has already started under this regime. You see, the Yunus regime and the revolution, or the you call it, was really backed by the Islamists. You had the student protests, and when the Islamists saw an opportunity, they jumped in behind the protests, armed, started attacking the police, killing police, and so the Yunus regime was brought in by Jamaat and propped up by Jamaat. So in one of the very first acts of this regime was to release all convicted terrorists from prison. These were terrorists that our government had arrested and convicted over 17 years. These included the killers of the bloggers, that we had a spate of those in Bangladesh. These included the killers of the US Embassy local staff that happened. These included the perpetrators, the terrorists that carried out the largest terrorist attack on foreigners in Bangladesh, which was the Holey Artisan bakery attack in 2016. All of them were released from prison by the Yunus regime. You have had Al-Qaeda and Asia operatives that are known to intelligence agencies operate freely in Bangladesh in the last year and a half. You've had Harkat al-Jihad holding public rallies openly. And you've had LET commanders from Pakistan go to Bangladesh, speak at public events openly during this regime. So nothing's going to change. Terrorists have a free reign in Bangladesh now, and that will continue with Jamaat being in government.
Inderjeet Kundu joins us on the broadcast, and we are currently, in fact, he is currently reporting from Dhaka. Inderjeet, a very good morning to you. You have been traveling at this point of time. You've gotten a chance to speak to the people there and get a sense of what is it that Bangladesh today, the people of Bangladesh today, indeed are grappling with when we speak of the hopes for a new government. It's been 19 long months since Sheikh Hasina's ouster, and we look at this very election, which is a make or break election, let us be very clear, for Bangladesh and its future now.
Well, absolutely, Priya. It's a historic day for Bangladesh. Almost 2 years long of wait, and finally the day has come. February 12th it is, and Bangladesh is undergoing these major elections, the parliamentary elections. It's not just the general elections, but there is also a referendum which is underway along with these elections to the July Charter, which the Muhammad Yunus government has brought in. This, of course, in reference to the student-led revolution that took place in 2024 July. and there are a host of changes to the Bangladesh constitution that are on the anvil. And if people in Bangladesh give a yes vote in that referendum, those changes will go in. So therefore, it makes all the more historic. And it would be very important to see what is the kind of participation of people in these elections. Because in the run-up to the elections, there were a lot of apprehensions that there might be violence, that these elections might not go through. But here we are on election day in Dhaka. And over the past 24 hours, what I've witnessed by my own self, there has been a celebratory mode. A lot of youngsters were very, very eager that they would be able to cast their vote for the first time. In fact, almost 2 to 3 crore new voters have been added. And they are the ones, remember, the Gen Z, the youngsters, who actually played such a crucial role in the July-August revolution, the overthrowing of the Sheikh Hasina regime in 2024. I'm here at a polling station in Dhaka, Priya. I'm going to ask Ronnie, my camera person, to show. This is the scene. It's early morning here in Dhaka, and we can already see a lot of people queuing up, massive security arrangements. There is the army, there is the Bangladesh Air Force, Navy, Ansar, police. All of these security personnel combined have been deployed here for these mega elections. And I will ask my camera person to show that this is one of the polling booths. Polls have just begun just a short while back. It's early in the morning, and already people have started queuing up. So it's very, very crucial. This is the kind of security arrangement that one can see in front of these polling booths. Police officers here, armed policemen here. There are Bangladesh border guard, personnel who have also been deployed. You can see police vehicles outside one of these polling centers at one of the very important breezy cross sections of Dhaka, the Bangladesh capital. And you see, this is the queue of people. There are officials, there are people from the political parties who are actually writing down these I-cards for their so that they can be the observers. There are people from various candidates. I can see one of the workers of a candidate, Saiful Haq. They are here, and there are voters as well who are trying to fill up the crucial forms before they enter the polling station to vote. So the kind of scenes that we are witnessing, jubilant scenes, and already, I would say, a handsome crowd gathering outside the polling booth right in the morning. So one important aspect that one must clearly look at would be the voter turnout, because remember, this is an election which is extremely significant for Bangladesh politically, but it is also historic. And in a sense, the big development, of course, is that the Awami League stands banned in these elections. And therefore, in their absence, they have a dedicated vote bank. And what about their voters? Who will they vote for? Because their own political party is not in the fray this time. There is the Jamaat-e-Islami, there is the Bangladesh Nationalist Party. So there was a lot of talk before these elections that if those voters do not participate in these elections, perhaps the voter turnout will come down. And that's what we've been hearing from the Awami League leadership. So what would be interesting, of course, the challenge before the Yunus administration is to see that there is a handsome voter turnout so that it legitimizes this entire process.
Definitely. When we speak of a voter turnout, I think the situation or the scenes right behind you seem quite promising. But again, it's just the beginning of the day. We will keep a close track of how things proceed. Thank you, Inderjeet.